Hello, 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 hello. Hello everyone, how are you today? I do hope you are doing absolutely fantabby-dozy. Just currently setting up, I'll be going live in about 8 minutes, as you can probably tell. I do hope you are all absolutely fantabby-dozy. Hello Kenna, I do hope you are well today. Hello Dark Crystal Chromist, hello Puna T, hello Figaro is my cat. Oh wow, you are all here today. Greetings Vivi Adams. Hello Nervatiest, doing good to you too. Hello Little Redhead, I do hope you are all well and all fantabby-dozy today. Just quickly setting up, making sure that we've got everything all ready to go, so to speak. We will be doing a mermaid piece today, which I am very excited about. It's going to be a good one. I have a theme for this one, so I'm very excited. Hello everyone. Hello. Hello Liliana. I hope I'm saying that correct. Liliana. That's a like nice little pun name. It's really cute. I'm fantastic today, Vivi Adams. I am very feeling all zhuzhed up and ready to go. I'm very lots of energy. I bought an energy drink today just because I know how bad my finger can be. I don't want the camera to pulse like last time. Yeah, it's a setting to do with a webcam. I have tried to fix it. I really hope that it's been fixed. If not, I'm going to have a really good research into exactly what's causing that issue. It's been very interesting, so to speak. I'm loving this new screen setup though, it's so cute. But you can see, hi. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, it's I think it's an issue with the webcam itself, or a setting with YouTube that isn't quite functioning properly. I will try and get it sorted. I'm just not entirely sure how to sort it, so if anyone has any suggestions or any help that I can look at, or Reddit forums, or tips and tricks, let me know, because I don't know how to fix it. I'm not a very technical person. Bum, bum. And let's hope our internet does well today, because oh boy, we have been having some issues with Virgin this week. It has been a rather fascinating week. So hopefully we won't have any issues. I'm hoping anyway. Live. Yes, I hope it works too. I've been trying to fix a few things, but it can be quite difficult. I'm not too sure how to fix certain features, but I will try and sort that. I think every time we do something we learn, so hopefully it's going to be a good little lesson for us. Hey Zaquiel, do hope you are well, my love. Just finishing setup. I am in love with this new screen setup. I think it's so cute. Hello TKN-YT, or is that underscore YT? Live streaming today's May. Come join. Perfect pronunciation. I have to also work on my mermaid illustration today, so I hope I can watch your live while working. Yay! The sketch is so pretty. Oh, thank you. I've been filming each of these for like TikTok, like the progress parts of it, and like for today's I really wanted to do like a coral corrupted mermaid. I think it would be so much fun. I adore stuff like that. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. I'm doing all the socials. I have a video that I want to do talking about like social media and how to effectively use your work and try and promote yourself online, because it's a very difficult process, and I think I'll talk about it and stuff. I'm good. I'm sat at my desk drawing, chugging coffee like it's going out of fashion. Of course, tuning into your stream. Oh, thank you. Hello, Tony. Is it Tony Mauer? Mauer? Is this just going to be Sophie incorrectly pronounces everything the stream? Of course. It's just everything's going to be just completely out. Hello, Chiara Scora. I think I said that correctly. Each year I just love your mermaid pieces. They have so much love. Oh gosh, thank you, little redhead. I really enjoy. I love doing mermaid. I love like thinking of shapes and like breaking it down. I haven't drawn since last stream. I feel rusty. That's okay, Figaro. I think I said that correct. Figaro is my cat. That's okay. Sometimes like we put so much pressure on ourselves, and I think even just sketching a little bit can really help. I understand that sometimes that it can be a little bit overwhelming, and it's okay. Hello, Dark Angels Cry Mist. I do hope you are well today and having a lovely jubbly day. Oh, jubblies. I could do with jubbly. Like an ice pop. Oh, that would be so good right now. Oh, it'd be so good. So you are going to see me pop my phone in every now and again while I'm filming the TikTok progress. So that is something that will pop in every now and again, just so you see. During today's Mermaid Live, come join. Come live with us in Palace. Okay. Alright, Hello, Cascart Game. Hello, Hopes Eterna. I'm going to bring up the live stream up on my phone so that I can see. I said it right from the start. Damn it! Gosh darn it! I'm gonna have the live chat here so that I can see without having to keep on bringing my head back. Hi from Russia. Hello from Russia. Thanks. I love your illustration. It's too good. Oh, honey. Hope to be as good as you. I'm going to sketch along too. Yay! Everyone should sketch along. It's a good way to just relax. And hello everyone. This is today's mermaid that I'm going to be working on. I've done a few pieces so far for mermaid. I've been drawing every single day, and I've been using a mixture of mediums. So I've been using my standard alcohol markers. I've been using a little bit of paint, and I've also been using Posca pens or paint pens as well on this. It is so much fun on this paper, and I highly recommend it. As always, I will be doing a sketchbook tour at the end of the month, but I thought it'd be perfect while we are live streaming to show off the progress of what we've done so far. So it has been 2 days already of mermaid. We're on to our 3rd day, which is kind of insane, but I love this challenge, and I decided since I've got a little bit more time and I am working from home now, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on illustrations. Hi from Australia. Hello from Australia. Hi from Nova Scotia, Canada. Hello. Singer. No, I'm no singer. So this is the mermaid, and I am absolutely I love this signage. I have done in every single mermaid has had like a little illustration on the front, and like I thought it'd be really fun to keep on with the theme and the trend. Hello from Asia. Oh my lord, so many people today. Hello, hello, hello. So that was my entry page. I always like to do a little entry page just to start off the illustration. And then this was day one. And so day one's theme was sort of like space and galaxy and the idea of like the space mermaid. Now I have done this piece a few times, and I really like to sometimes redo some pieces from older videos because I think that's super important. And like this is one of my favorite pieces I've done in the past. So this is my galaxy mermaid or the space mermaid. The next one is like she is based on the leafy sea dragons, which are a form of seahorse, and I love the shapes in this one. I love the colors and I love the shapes, and I really like all the dotting effect. And this is just done using like the Posca or the paint pens on top. I just think it looks really nice and just gives that extra pop of color on the page. So today we are going to be working on a coral mermaid, and now the whole idea with this is like to make it look like she either blends with the coral or she is a part of the coral. So we're going to be doing a lot of blending in this sort of piece. Hello from the US, from France, from Germany, from Florida. There is so many people here. Holy smokes. Hi. So we're going to start with our base palette and then build up from there. Now, because this is known as scrapbooking paper, markers are going to bleed through it. So I'm going to be using this just to kind of pop down underneath and have, in case say if the work bleeds through, then we're not going to have anything come through. US, Florida, from Germany, from, oh my lord, so many lovely people. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. So I'm actually going to grab some different markers. Hi, I have a lot of pencil cases. I really like pencil cases, don't judge me. So what we need is our darker colours, and then we're going to build up on the back, because I want like this part in particular at the back to be extremely dark. So we're just going to bosh down colours. It's just going to ask. Ooh. Yes. So mermaids are one of my all-time favorites. Like it's just up there with one of the challenge months that I think just really makes me think about creativity, and I love drawing fantasy based creatures, so it is absolutely perfect for me to be able to work on stuff for portfolio reasons. And I love building shapes with Mermay. Ooh, so coming. Does your webcam have autofocus, and can you turn it on? I think it does. Can you turn it on? I think it does. I don't know how to change that. I have gone through all the settings, and I am so sorry if it pulses. I have tried to turn it off, and I don't know how. I'm going to be doing a little bit of research this week into it. I've not really had a chance to properly research this week, just because it's been a bit of a busy week with the store update and with the with having to complete some videos and working on Patreon stuff. I've just not had time to really focus on looking into stream software and starting out at the moment. I love pencil cases. I love them like I collect dice. We've got a dice goblin in our midst. The best kind of goblins. All types of goblins, the best kind though. No idea you did live streams. A great way to spend your Saturday. It's still Saturday for you? Oh, it's Sunday for me. Oh, thank you, Moa Hoskin. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I am going to be researching a bit this week with live streaming, because I would like to do it a little bit. I sometimes get a little bit nervous about live drawing. It's just a slight anxiety when it comes to live drawing, because I often get distracted fairly easily, so I feel like I'm not colouring or drawing fast enough. Nerdlander, yeah. It's just more of a recent thing. I used to do them all the time, and then I got really bad anxiety with it. And I think it was just because like there's so much pressure when it comes to live drawing, and like sometimes not everything I do turns out perfect. Like for example, last week's piece, because I've been doing draw dailies, I just was not happy with it at all. It's 3 p.m. on a Sunday here in the Netherlands, just chilling on the couch. Ooh. I hope you've got a nice cup of tea or like a nice beverage and just relaxing and colouring or drawing or doing something, even just playing games. I have been obsessed with Animal Crossing lately. An hour away from Monday, gotta start fumbling it. Oh my gosh. See, I've been, whenever I've finished a piece each day, I've been going through and whatchamacallit, I've been going through my sketchbooks and then thinking of ideas for the next one, or going through suggestions. Like one of the suggestions I've got is like an angelfish, and I was like, ooh, like a flying fish, or like with angelic wings, or are you talking like the actual angelfish? And I'm like, ooh, that's such a good idea. Cappuccino, oh. Yes, markers become much lighter when they are drying the heck out. These are the hoo-hoo markers. Wanted to do Mermay again, but not much. Yeah, that's the thing, because I'm not doing a prompt list this year. Because I looked at them and I was like, they're all very nice, but I just kind of want to draw my own thing. So this year I just decided, heck it, let's draw what I want to draw. Oh, thank you, Tasha Lemon. Actually, packaging orders right now. It's nice to have this on in the background and have a little chat. Thank you. I actually had a really nice package come in the mail the other day, and I am very excited to use these and do a review on them. A very beautiful package. This is the Etsy store. They are really lovely, highly recommend them, and the watercolours just look gorgeous and I cannot wait to play with them, and I'm going to be doing them in a quick review in a video I'm quite excited about. Anglerfish, yes. I'm just doing my own prompts, Chantal Prince. I am redoing some stuff from last year and the year before, because will be my 5th year doing Mermay. I'm redoing some drawings from those years just because I really like some of them, and I like to see progress with work and see like how much you can change over time, because I think it's amazing how we can develop and change as artists. Oh, thank you, Tasha Lemon. Yeah, I'm just drawing whatever pleases me on that day. And if I'm really struggling, I've been looking at different types of fish and then seeing how I can put them together and create a interesting mermaid, so to speak. I know yesterday's did really well. A lot of people really liked yesterday's, but I think it's the colours of yesterday's piece, because it did, I think that's why it's done well-ish. So I'm just putting base colours down right now, and then we're going to build up on top. I should really film a clip of this for TikTok. One sec. Yeah. No, that's the thing. It's taking what pleases you and then going from there, and then trying out different things that you would not normally try. Hello, Anita K. I probably said that. I think it's a net. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, and then we're just gonna take this clip and we're just gonna do this, and okay. Okay. Alright, next. I'm going to save that as a draft and then come back to it later. Bum, bum, bum. Disney princesses as mermaids. Oh, except Ariel. No one's allowed to do Ariel. Hello, Witch Nightmare. Do hope you are well today. Bum, 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 bum. How are you all? Second one was right. Yes. Yesterday's Mermay was so colourful and tropical. Yeah, I think that's why I did like it. Making it sound like I didn't like it at all. It just seemed like a very typical colour palette for me, with pinks and greens, because it just pops out quite well. So I need to step out the boundaries and try out different ones. Sensei Shorty and Disco. Hello. So just trying to make it, you know what, these fins should be green, now that I'm thinking about it. Mainly if we're trying to make her look like she's blending in, she needs to look like she's got seaweed. So you'll notice as well right now I'm not actually using lines. This is because I want the lines to be sort of like a second afterthought with the illustration, and I'm trying out a different technique. More realistic, more fishy. And who can ever forget the reverse mermaid? It's just some really hot legs. Just Metaton as a mermaid. So I'm just giving like more greeny areas and just building up textures right now. How English pronounce it? Is it Chantal? How English? Well, I read that as Chantal. I love your drawings. Greeting from Russia. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so lovely for you to join the stream. I read that as Chantal. I probably completely said that wrong. I'm so sorry. So we're just going to give her like... I want it to feel like camo in a way. Hello, Drawporium. I do hope you are well today, my love. So yes, I do have a few videos coming up over the next few weeks, which I am fairly excited about. We've got a social media video that I really want to talk about in depth, of like how you can make your work more noticeable on social media, and like trying out different things that will really help with your posts and all that. Just because I've been doing like social media posting for so long now, and I know there's like 1,000,001 videos out there, but there's a lot of videos that say, oh, you have to do this, this and this at certain times, and I don't think that's correct, if I'm honest. Most of it's down to perseverance, if I'm honest. Is Prince in Japan? No, oh, thank you. I'll go back to watching the result. My sister wants to play a game with you. Oh my gosh, I do hope you have a lovely day and enjoy games. Hello, good morning. Just woke up. Update, the croissants I made early last week were amazing. Oh my gosh, Miss Cookies. I love croissants. Croissant. I love them so much. Like, they're one of my favourite pastries. I love pastries. I like food, in case you can't tell. I wish I could have had some croissants with you too. Thank you for that. I really, my night art is nice, but I suck at marketing. I think when it comes to marketing, it's all about like knowing your audience and making sure you use the right tags. And when there's trend months with the art industry, like we've got a current trend month now, which is Mermay, it's about understanding how to utilize that for your work. There's always certain trends that happen with socials that you've got to be with them quickly, so to speak, or you've got to have like a certain thing in your art and like knowing a certain market to go for. It's a very interesting topic, and I would love to get some other artists to speak about it, maybe do it in sort of like a podcasty format. It's one of the reasons why I'm trying out TikTok, because it's a new medium for me that I've never thought of using before, and there's quite a community on there that I did not think would be a part of that social media, and trying to utilize that in that way. I'm so sleepy, but I want to finish this live. Oh no, it's okay. I know that the video on demand, I think that's what we call it, should be available after this, because it should immediately upload, or if you've already started watching it, you would be able to go back and watch it again, unless YouTube removes it. Because I know all the last week's live is on demand, I think. She's got little pink schnoz. How long do each of your mermaids tend to take you? I'm finding I'm taking too long to finish artworks, but drawing more lately, so I've been getting faster. Amanda C. So when it comes to drawing in general, the more you draw, the faster you are gonna get. It's like a standard skill that anyone takes. The more you practice something, the better that you're gonna get. With these mermaids, because I've been spending a little bit more time on them, and because I've been trying out different equipment and experimenting, I've been spending about 2 to 3 hours on them. But I used to actually only spend about an hour or 2 a day on them. So I've actually upped my time a little bit just to try and enjoy what I'm doing, essentially. Magnificent. The podcast interview I did, yeah, because there's a lot of artists I know that are full-time freelance that will have some like feedback on like socials and what you can do to really utilize it. It's just a little bit difficult, obviously, with everything that's going on at the moment. It can be quite difficult. So as some YouTubers would say, the Backstreet Union tour is going on, so but I could definitely talk with a few artists and see if we can do it online or something, maybe? I don't know. Are there going to be any mergays this month? Maybe. I've done a few every single year. What are you drawing today? Mind if you fill me in? So, Miss Cookies, this is my mermaid for the day, and we're going for a sort of, how do I explain it? She's going to be sort of like a camouflage mermaid, so we're just really, right now we're just building up textures, because we want to build up textures and get all that sorted. Oh, thank you. Hand and neck strain from constantly drawing. I would say take regular breaks. I get a lot of neck pain. Really, I should be drawing on a tilted surface. I do actually have a proper drawing table, but because it's so big, I've got nowhere to put it up in the flat. It's a massive drawing table that I've had for years. And ideally, you want to work on an elevated surface because it stops you from bending down your head like this. Whenever you can, try and work at a slightly elevated surface, because this will help you avoid neck strain. As for wrist strain, I would recommend doing basic exercises. So like, I do a lot with my wrists and stretch them out, and when I'm feeling pain, I stop drawing and stop trying to do things with my hands for a little bit. Because sometimes it's really important to keep these muscles moving. So especially with your wrist joint, I would say you want to try and draw from your elbow, not from your wrist, because drawing from your elbow and making sure that you move around with your whole arm instead of just your wrist will really help combat pain there as well. Oh honey, thank you so much. Can you make a video on how you study? Whenever I draw from reference, I stick to them so much I don't really learn from them. I know basic shapes and forms, but whenever I reference, it just looks stupid. So when you're drawing with a reference, what I tend to try and do is, as I've said in a few videos before, and it is basically you break that down into basic shapes, and once you know those basic shapes and that form, you can reuse and reutilize them again and again. So once you've drawn from that reference and you've studied that reference, instead of drawing it fully all the way through, just bring down the basic forms and go from there. Because the more that you do, the more that you tend to build into that concept, the more it's going to struggle, and you're concentrating on the details instead of the outline of it. Oh, don't ever be too shy to comment on my videos. It's absolutely fine. Thank you for joining me on the live stream. It means an awful lot. I agree with the elevated service. It'd be a bit difficult whenever I'm using watercolour because it was... Yeah, that's the only problem. When you're working with certain mediums, it can be quite difficult to work at an elevated service. But it is the best way to avoid like strain. Make sure you take regular breaks. I try, because I will forget, I try and schedule myself breaks in the middle of working. Otherwise will be cramped over for an entire day, and it's not very good for me. Your mother wants you to sleep. Oh, honey, go and get some sleep. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I really, really appreciate it, honestly. And get some beddy bows. Sleep is very important. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. No problem, Queens and Vegaman. Go and get some morning tea. Oh, morning tea. It's delicious. Yeah, so right now we're just concentrating on filling block areas and then building up from there. See you later, honey. You're working on Mermaid post? Yes, Mermaid. I know quite a few people, instead of working on Mermaid, are working on different challenges, and I think that's such a great idea. If mermaids aren't your thing, I know that it's like Mythical May, where you draw like a mythical creature every single day, if that's more up your alley, or I think one of my favourites is next month, and considering all my conventions have been cancelled, I may have to like do a few here and there, and it's like Jitterbug June, and I just love the idea of like drawing bugs every single day. Yeah, there is some fantastic people out there who actually do watercolour at an elevated service. So it might be worth checking them out as well. They may have some useful tips for when working with watercolour. Ideally, you always want to angle when you're drawing, because as well that stops like warping to happen. So when you're actually drawing straight like this, you'll find like your proportion at the top will be a little bit off. So when you're actually bringing the paper up like this, it's no longer creating that warped angle for your eyes. So it's a lot of ideas. The jitterbug. I would be asleep right now, woke up at 6 AM, but my fat cat decided she cannonballed it. Oh my gosh. Cats do be like that. I always like to push down the door a lot. Don't you? Don't you, madam? I know you're asleep behind me, but I know that you listened to me. And Bella's probably going to sit her fat butt all on this later on. The June book, yeah, it's a really cool idea. Like, it's the jitterbug into my brain. I won't be able to sing too much of it because of copyright. YouTube just kicks down my door. You're playing copyrighted music. But I just sang one line. No. Yeah, it's a really cool like concept and idea. Like, it's such a cool like, the idea of just like drawing like little dancing bugs. Now, so the issue I have is I don't want to overwork too much of this, mainly because it's a different it's meant to be like something fun and like ideas. At the same time, I'm like, it must have all of this on it. Bum 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 bum. Oh, Amanda C, thank you. I appreciate all of you as well, because I would not be drawing every single day. I would not, I wouldn't be doing this. have been able to become a full-time artist without the love and support from you all. So I appreciate every single one of you. I try and interact as much as I can. It sometimes can get a little overwhelming, but it's fun. Oh, thank you. Unicorns. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Everyone just draws like beautiful unicorns, because I am down for that. You see, like paint markers just look so nice on this paper. The only problem is it can eat up the pens so much, so you have to kind of like be careful with them. Oh, this is gonna look nice. Just having like this like lighter color on this. I'm trying to keep a lot of the tone of the brownish paper, especially because this is slightly grayed out. I'm gonna add like scales on top and just try and pop out against all that. First live video. Oh my gosh, hello. It's a lovely color palette. It's lots of greens. I know that we used sorry, we're gonna have to just quickly show off. I used a lot of pinks and bluey greens for this, so I'm trying to go with a different vibe for this, like very much more like natural colours more than tropical colours. Hello Stephanie A, welcome to the live stream. The only thing I find with these, because these are the cheaper acrylic paint pens, and I have loved using these like an awful lot. Like I genuinely will use these a lot now, and oh my lord, they just pop so prettily on this paper. Oh, thank you, DJ Allen. Thank you so much. Do you have any advice for someone wanting to go to illustration professionally? Oh gosh, I'm gonna have a video coming out about this soon. Talking about like how I went from doing this part-time as a hobby to being a full-time illustrator. I'm gonna say this now, it is not easy. It's 100% achievable, but it is not easy. I would recommend anyone that is going to illustration or wants to become illustration, you want to build your platform and build your portfolio, because they are the two most important things that are going to really help you when becoming a full-time illustrator. Now, I'm a full-time illustrator that sells my illustration work by myself. I don't have a third party do it. I do it all by myself, and it genuinely sometimes is terrifying because there's like some months of where it can get really difficult, so you have to consistently be working, and that can be quite difficult. We're back with your tea, a little bit of honey in mine. Oh, thank you, Miss Cookie. What GSM is this paper? How does it not pill up with the mixed media layers? Give me some of that. This actually is a scrapbook. It's a hobbycraft scrapbook. I've used these a few times with Mermay now. I actually get out all the Mermay books. It's kind of ridiculous. So this is my 4th year using one of these, and my 5th year doing Mermay. And the thing that's really good about this paper is it can take a lot of stuff to it. Now, if you're putting a lot of water on it, it is going to buckle. But honestly, it just works so beautifully with all mediums. And now, bear in mind, because I've worked on this paper a few times, I really like the textured look. Like, this is just polychromos on there, which I will be doing a piece entirely with polychromos again. I really want to redo this. Have the girl dancing with the octopus again. But like, that's a lot of Mermay books. Broken Swings anytime. Oh boy, am I late? You are not late. We're only 30 minutes in. Because I already had the sketch pre-done. It was a lot easier, to be honest. Yeah, it is. It's just the cheap scrapbook from Hobbycraft. I will say, try and make sure it's not the shiny version of the paper, because they have a laminated version of the paper and a non-laminated version of the paper. Now, the non-laminated version of the paper takes all mediums really well, whereas the slightly laminated version of the paper, you can't really work with watercolours on it, but it works really well with markers. I really like the octopus. Oh, thank you, SS. Thank you. Yeah, it's honestly, it's really nice paper. Like I said, it's just a scrapbook. It's all about experimenting with paper and finding out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, just because like certain paper will work so much better than others. I'm just trying to decide how I want to do the lines on this. I'm not decided yet, but can you see like how because this marker's so juicy, how I'm able to create this like very simple dappled effect on it? It's just, oh, like I could sing the praises of this paper. I feel like I should make her fingertips pink to tie in with the pink hints that are all in her colour palette. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Alternative. Yeah, I think Hobbycraft's alternative overseas is like Hobby Lobby. I think because a lot of the stuff that I see that American users or overseas users have in Hobby Lobby, it's the same stuff. That or Artist Loft equipment is the same stuff that we have in Hobbycraft, and I always sit there going, Morning tea always makes green mums in Animal Crossing. Oh, I love Animal Crossing. Oh, just I'm actually thinking at some point, me and a few people on the Discord, we might have to do like a Discord like little chat thing where we'll because we've already got a Discord chat dedicated to Animal Crossing because Animal Crossing, but at the same time, like I really want to do like one where we do like a cataloguing event and stuff like that. Reference pictures I can't find. Do you know, it's really frustrating that when you're after a specific reference and you cannot find it. This is why I like to try and take a lot of my own pictures if I can, mainly because I understand how frustrating it is trying to find the perfect reference photo. Yeah, I think it's the same one. A little bit unrelated. I hope you and the kitties are doing well. I am absolutely fantastic, thank you. It's been a bit of a crazy week. Especially with the store updates and shipping out orders, and then Patreon for the month went up as well, and it was just been a really busy week, to be honest. So it's always just, that's why I'm kind of grateful it's Mermaid, because it's like, oh. But at the same time, I have a Kickstarter to prep for, so next week's mainly Kickstarter prep. Are there prompts for Mermaid, or what? Can you do whatever? I want to do it this year. Madeline, in all honesty, there is prompt lists. And if you want to do a prompt list, you can do. But there is no... I know so many people who are just doing their own thing. And like, I would say as well, if you cannot do it every single day, just even like 1 or 2 drawings for the month. Like, the whole idea with these challenges is to do something that you would not normally do. And even if a drawing a week is a challenge, or even do like tiny little drawings, like tiny little mermaids, that would be so cute. Like pocket mermaids. Oh my gosh. The benefits of having siblings to take reference from. That's a good idea, actually, Figaro. Like, that's a really good idea. Like, find a video. I often find that if I'm struggling with like movements for like body shapes, I will watch dance videos, and that really helps me, and I'll like do a quick sketch from. Can't find any, only that above, and I don't know what the shape. Yeah, it's a bit weird, that, Stephanie. You would have thought there would be someone out there who's taken picture references from that. Yeah, I just look up like scrapbook paper, because that's what essentially this is. It's just a scrapbook. It's just a scrapbook. There's nothing more to it than it just being like simple scrapbook paper. I believe thickness wise, it's probably about 180 to 200 GSM. Ask Daniel to be my model. Daniel, will you pose like one of my French mermaids, please? Hello from Sweden. Hello, Art by Lizzie. And a massive hug to you too. Oh, thank you. That's the only thing. Like, there'll be stores that we have available that might not be available overseas. We have a fantastic art store here in the UK called Cass Arts, and I love their branded watercolour paper and their branded marker paper. It is really good. I've got a review of that coming up at some point. There's so many products that you can give reviews on. It's just, you don't even know where to start sometimes. A new OC, but I'm having art block and I don't know what to do. So, I would recommend, if you are having art block, I like to use NPC generators if I'm really struggling, and yes, it can be used for Dungeons and Dragons, but you can also use it for other things as well. So I actually use these when I'm really struggling, and it will give me some ideas. Or I will what I actually what I do like to do is just sketch and see where that takes me, because sometimes I find that those sketches end up being some of the cutest ideas, and then I can build up from them. The yellow just it just pops, just nice and pops. Bum 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 bum. Finally finished my sketch. Time to get some tea and I can join you in comment. Yay! Oh my gosh. I am so excited to see like what everyone does for Mermay. It's like it's like Inktober. I love Inktober because I like to see how everyone takes the same concept and then runs with it. Started using those generators as well. Yeah, those generators are really good. Like, if you're really struggling for ideas, they're so good. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, we use the Discord a lot. I mean, I think I need to do some tidying up on the Discord, mainly for like the channel areas and stuff, just to make it a little bit easier for navigation. I'm still learning with Discord. I'm not a very technically minded person. I sometimes really struggle with stuff that is outside of my comfort zone, and anything to do with like messing around with like different concepts, it just makes me go, ah. Amanda C, of course you can. I honestly would love for you to all share your Instagrams. Like, it's a community at the end of the day. Just because it's my live stream doesn't mean that I want people to share their work. I'd rather you shared your work. Another way as well that I've done it is like with these hashtag stay creative with Sophiralou tag on Instagram and on Twitter is a really good way to find new artists and like share their work, because there's so many talented people out there. Did your piece for Mermaid today? You just went for a sketch. 3 mermaids in a trench coat. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Oh, you did the colour challenge. Ah. Do you know what? Like, I've not done a colour challenge in a hot minute. We should do one with like a sea palette. Ooh, that'd be cool. Ooh. Yeah, I've not done a colour challenge in quite a while. I also it was brought to my attention, I have not done a Cap and Gus and Freya piece in a very long time, so I'll have to rectify that. They just take a lot of time to plan, unfortunately. What are you listening to in the background? It sounds really calming and relaxing. I just put on some non-copyrighted music because I can't work in silence. I normally watch TV shows while I'm working. But I just typed in non-copyrighted music and then put a playlist on. Yeah, put the trench. I want to see the trench coat mermaids. That sounds really cool. Interesting. So normally when I use these markers on top of alcohol markers, because I use the Letraset markers normally, it is very opaque, but this is very weak in colour. Aquatic versions of Cap and Gus. Like little mermaid babies. Oh my gosh. You have to shake it. Shake it. Trying to think of like how I want to do the lines for this as well. Need to make sure we film clips for. Aquatic little versions of Cap and Gus. That sounds amazing. Sharing the Discord work in progress. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see. So yeah, so what I've been doing is filming tiny clips. Just for... Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna save that to my draft. So, mushroom corals are a thing. Yes. When I did Mermay a long time ago, I did a mushroom mermaid, which I might have to do for this year as well. But I love this sort of idea of like she is part of like the coral reef, and I want like little fishies swimming around her. Oh, when I made the glowing cave mushrooms, I remember that one. Demi Williams, my suggestion with that, because I sometimes like feel a lot of pressure when it comes to artwork, especially like having to post videos all the time and like making new products and stuff like that. I get just sometimes it can get very overwhelming, but you got to remember at the end of the day with your work, it's about having fun. And like if you stop having fun with something, it's clear that that is not meant to, like it is. If the idea of Mermay is causing you so much stress that you are not going to enjoy it, don't do it. Just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean that you have to. And at the end of the day, it's about what makes you happy as an artist. And don't feel too much pressure about it, because there's so many phenomenal people out there, and I 100% get it, because I get overwhelmed all the time. But at the same time, it's about what makes you as an artist happy. When I made, yes, I've still got the original piece of that. Bum 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 bum. I just need a reference for coral reef. We just got. Okay. I don't want that. I want coral reef. Scrapbook is this? This is a hobbycraft scrapbook. Oh my gosh, there's so many colourful coral reefs. Oh, we are using this as reference, baby. Yes, please. Oof. So, okay, so how did I do this last time? So I'm still trying to get used to. Yes, that's how I did it. Oh. All these Instagram handles so I can add your 1/6 at the chat later. Yeah, oh gosh. I find that sometimes when I'm like watching someone live stream, I'm like, oh, but I want to check it, but at the same time I want to like watch this theme. A lot of people have been streaming lately, and it's been really nice to see, actually. Really nice to see. Bum 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 bum. So how has everyone been this week? Have you all had a lovely time? Have you been looking after yourselves, keeping yourselves busy? I know it's been a little bit difficult lately with everything that's going on, but I really hope that you are looking after yourselves. Bum, 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 bum. Yes! Oh my gosh. Do you know what? Cast Can't Game. I love that idea. I like the idea of going a little bit dark with some concepts. I like darker concepts. I don't do them often, because I worry like how it can affect people, because sometimes like darker stuff really affects people. And I know other people really like it. I'll go sometimes a little bit cutesy dark, but not like too macabre. Yeah, last week was it went by so fast for some reason. It was kind of like terrifying how quick it went. This desk is gonna get messy. You got a new dwarf hamster? Oh baby. What did you decide to call it? Because baby hamsters. I've not had a hamster in a hot minute. The last hamster I had was called Oreo because she had a white stripe down her belly, and she got really poorly, and I still have a scar on my finger from where she really bit me. But she was really cute. And the semester so busy. This is a good start to the day. Oh, my nationality. I am British. I am British. When I get really angry, sometimes my Mancunian accent comes out really badly. I am based in the northwest of Manchester. Northwest of Manchester. Northwest of the UK, near Manchester. This is going to be so much detailing. Oh boy. Oh, what have I got myself into? Oh no. It's going to be good though. It's going to look so good. Like potato chips. Oh. Yes. I'm going to eat hamsters like potato chips. No. Hamsters are so cute. We used to have quite a few of them when I was younger. Because my mum had a really big thing for adopting pets. Well, my family has a big thing for adopting pets. And whenever we'd go to like a pet store, and if we saw one that was like, oh gosh, it needs a home, it'd be like really difficult to not get it. That's how I ended up with a lot of gerbils. Rise up! What are your advice for drawing mermaid tails? Okay, so I always like to think of them as like shapes, like swirly whirly shapes. So think of them as like a wacky inflatable tube man. That there's always that line of movement. So like this one is a C shape, and then you can have an S shape, and it's always thinking about the curve of the body. I like to make my tails like 2 to 3 times bigger than the body, much longer than the legs were as well, just because I like to think that when they have this thing, it has to be quite powerful behind them. So when I've done these ones, I mean that one's a little bit chunky for me, it's a little bit stiff in the posing, but like this one, it's an S shape. Always think about swirls and curves and like lots of round objects as well, because it really helps when you think about them as like big swirly whirly masses. She's called Pipsqueak. Oh, baking assignment. Oh, I want to can I have a baking assignment? I mean, my partner baked this week. He made me Rice Krispie cakes, and they were delicious. Tips for colouring with the mermaids. I would suggest like a base coat, like I've done here, and then building up a little bit. So when it comes to actual colours, my recommendation is to look up current fish that are already out there, and then use them as inspiration to really build up on all their shapes and colours, because there are some fascinating creatures out there. I love how you frame a lot of your work in shapes. How do you know what shape to frame it with? How do you take such exact shapes? Alex, my secret is I have a lot of these shapes already pre-made to make my life a lot easier. I think it comes down to like practice. I love when illustrations are framed, and when they're framed like really nicely. I look at a lot of old children's books, because a lot of them have like specific framing, and it is a trick that's used in illustrations. So this would be classed as a spot illustration. The main focus is on the character with a small background. So you have your main character, and then you have this spot illustration. Now, this is not a perfect circle at all. When it comes to round shapes, the whole idea is when you are drawing a round shape, like I'm going to draw one now because I want to draw a bubble. You want to draw your simple shape and then go around it a few times, and eventually you'll get the illusion of what looks like a perfect bubble. Pastry mermaid. Oh, pastry mermaid. Oh. 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 But no, when it comes to framing the work, it's about like what shape would fit this. So for example, she's got a really nice curve on her. If I had an angular shape, it would disrupt the flow. So I'm trying to think of like the way that the thing would go around to try and build that illusion of like the movement as well. I could draw a pastry mermaid at some point. What kind of pastry would she be? A croissant because of the shape. Pastry mermaids are well cute, I know. Stealing. Really joking. Would she be like a schoolgirl, like a typical like anime schoolgirl running? I'm gonna be late for school. Oh no. That's fine, Alex Mervyn. Thank you. Oh my gosh, there's so many people in chat today. Hello. Ba, 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 da, ba. Sketch for today's mermaid. Prompt today. It's sunset. Ooh. Oh my gosh, you could do some beautiful work with that. Yeah, so there is like several prompt lists, and there is an official prompt list for Mermay. I don't know. I just like doing I followed a prompt list last year and it was really fun. But I have a lot more fun when I don't have a prompt list, I think. It's a bit more, well, it's not that it's a bit more challenging, it's a lot more fun to me to have them all. So you can see that I'm not going massively detailed in this section. All I'm doing is just adding like little bits and pieces here and there, and it gives that illusion to that it's really busy and overcomplicated. It's so much fun to do. And I'm trying to stick to simple shapes for the fish because I want the main focus to be on our beautiful merlady here. But the background elements need to have something to give that illusion of like, ooh, she's a part of that. And then we transfer some of these elements to her, especially with the colour scheme. Oh, thank you, Alexis Trixie. I think I said that completely wrong. I do apologise if I butchered your name. Ooh, I like this one. A good 80s vibe on this song. Has anyone been having like anything that they'd recommend that they've watched this week? We watched Spider-Verse again last night, and oh, I love that film so much. It's so beautifully made. Let's get the bigger pen. It's my first stream. Thank you, Pixelated Art. Thank you so much. I commissioned you to draw Dracula for my girlfriend the other week, and I just want to say thank you so much. It's so pretty and she loves it. It's very... Can I just say thank you so much? It is that Comic Sans. Thank you so much for that commission. That was so much fun to do. I really, really appreciate that, and I'm so happy that she likes it. I know she tagged me on Instagram with her. Thank you so much for commissioning me. It means an awful lot. Just gotta keep on moving. So I have an idea for a mermaid character for ages that I think I'm going to work on. She's a little goth emo mermaid that's going to be painted in squid ink to be black. That is such a cool idea, Demi Williams. Like, I can imagine as well that she has like a very pastel pink tail and she hates it. And she's just like painting it black. Ooh, I turn back to black. This is the thing, like, I'm talking about, like, working with the textured paper, because there's so much of this textured paper that's coming through, and it's just so good. You watched Sonic yesterday. Oh my gosh. You watched Lou Over the Wall. I watched that. It's so good. The animation for it is so fantastic. It made me cry. That's another art book I'd love to have. I've already got too many in my collection. I'm not allowed to buy many. We watched Sonic yesterday. And you liked it. Oh, I watched it. It was okay. I loved the animation in it. I thought the animation was really, really well done. I'm just not really that into Sonic, I guess. So I never had like an attachment to it growing up, because we never had a Dreamcast, or no, it was a Sega. So we never had a Sega Mega Drive. So I think it's one of the reasons why I don't have a massive attachment to it. My first game was Bust a Move. Irika, Irika, go, go, go. Rewatched Mamma Mia. I need to watch the second one of that, mainly because it's got Cher in, and Cher is live, and I love Cher's just phenomenal. Rewatched Orin High School. Hikaru and Karu. Such a good love story. So beautifully done as well. I need to build up some colours here as well. Rewatched it. Pretty Rhythm Rainbow Life. Oh my gosh. Do you know what? I tried to... I think that one came about at the same time as Precure, if I'm correct in thinking. Because I watched Precure. I remember Pretty Air. Oh, I love that anime. Mainly because it was all based on like story novels, and I was like, yes. Rewatched Hunter series. So sad but so good. Oh. Live streams are so useful. Seeing you drawing in real time and talking about your days is so enjoyable. Thank you, Queens and Vagabonds. I always get really nervous when it comes to live streaming. I don't know. I just get like really like agitated about it, because it's like you're drawing live and sometimes the progress isn't as quick as you would like it to be. Mainly because you're stopping and you're chatting, and it's like it kind of gets to that point where I'm like, oh, is this enjoyable to watch to people? And it's part of the reason why I stopped doing it for the longest time. It's just, it gave me such bad anxiety. But I don't know, I was really looking forward to live streaming today. I took a little bit of a walk before it. Made me feel so much better. I got really nervous before it. Sonic birthday party! Ugh! They're gonna go fast. I think I had a Snow White birthday party when I was a kid. Because I was obsessed with Snow White as a kid. Just the idea that she could sing in the forest and animals would come to her was just like... Apparently I used to sing it all around the house, and it used to drive my mum mad. Pretty Air, yes. Precure age, yeah, Precure has been around for ages, yeah. Yeah, I remember Pretty Air, because it was one of those that I found, I think it was like 2004 and 2005 and 2006. I went through a really bad stint of just binge watching tons of anime, and then when I was at uni and I had my own computer, I was just binging tons of anime. So I never used to have my own computer. It was the family computer, and I wasn't really allowed on it that much. But oh my gosh, just like when I could, I'd just binge anime. I think my favourite for a long time was Spice and Wolf. I loved that anime. I love your live streams. I woke up this morning, was instantly... Yay! I'm glad I can make some people happy. I'm also really glad to see that you are doing well, and like you're all looking after yourselves the best that you can do, and you know, we're gonna get through this. All of us are. And we've got a cool drawing challenge to take care of, and I'm very excited about it. Yeah, that looks looking a little overdone here at the moment, but I've decided like the background focus is, so this part is like out of focus, and then this front part is going to be in focus, so we're going to do a little bit more in this. Spice and Wolf did have some beautiful music on it. It's like 7 apples on a wishing tree, 7 seeds to plant inside of me. It's past midnight, happy Star Wars Day. I know it's really controversial to say because so many people have like bad things about it. I really enjoyed the latest Star Wars trilogy. I had a great time watching it. It had great music, some beautiful cinematography, and it was just really nice to watch people beat each other up with lightsabers. I know people have a lot of feelings about Star Wars, but I was just like, yeah, this is a really enjoyable film. Aw, thank you. Cake was amazing. The cake is a lie! Ah, just remember Portal. It's such a good game. I know some people have actually been streaming. It's had another resurgence, which to me is kind of like interesting, because I remember when it had its first surgence come through and it had such an audience behind it. Like, holy smokes. Happy Star Wars birthday! Yeah, it's the 3rd for me, which is really cool. You know, Monday, my next major project that I'm going to be working on is colouring books. So I've got about 3.5 illustrations left to do, because one of them's technically halfway through being done. And then I'm going to launch the Kickstarter. Not next week, the week after. It's going to get launched in May. I just need to work on it. Yeah. Just rewatched. Yeah, Jacksepticeye's version of it was really good. This was a trial. Making a note here. Huge success. Oh, hello, Bella. Hello, chainmail time. Goodbye, hand. I knew you well. Bella, what are you doing? Oh, you're clicking on things. Bella-chan. You said a floof interrupt. This music's well funky. Yeah, so like we've done our base coat and now we're building up texture on top, and then after we've built up texture on top, that's when we'll work into detailing. Oh, see, I only ever went to one Kitakon. Can't remember which one it was. Was it Kitakon or Amicon? I think we only went to Amicon. I'm not really a party person, so those conventions made me go, ah, she is so chunk. She is a chunky monkey. Such a chunk. Bella, everyone's calling you a chunk on stream. She's just found a magpie. You got to get ready for yard work. Oh my goodness. Thank you for popping by, DJ Ellen. I really appreciate it. I hope work goes really well. I hope the yard work goes nice and quick for you. You can get it all done nice and quick and then get your feet up and have a lovely cup of tea afterwards. You see, there's another Alex. Ah! Ooh, I am loving this area so much. Good luck for work, honey. I can feel myself flagging. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. Sometimes I need some energy drink. Oh, why does that one taste like bubblegum? Ugh, gross. I'm gonna get TikTok up because we need to film another clip for TikTok. Just good luck for getting all your work done, honey. Heard my name called like 3 times and now I see this another Alex. There can only be one. Right, so I have to get the camera to focus and then we're just gonna film a small clip. Oh my gosh, my handshakes are terrible today. Perfect. No judgment, don't hear what way. Which one did you drink? It's Monster Energy Ultra Blue. They didn't have my favourite. I'm really liking how this video looks so far though. Like, oh, this looks so good. Hello friends! So many Alexes! Next, I'm going to save that draft and then we'll take another clip later on. I work with 4 conference. Oh my gosh, a bubblegum energy drink. I have cereal milk. Praise cereal. Praise the magic cereal. Hi Roseanne. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I work at home. I draw every day. It is fun. Being your own boss can be really fun, and at the same time it's like really stressful, especially when you're having like a bad day, and like when you're feeling like very overwhelmed, and some days just work better than others. And unfortunately, when you're, you know, working full-time doing illustration, it is so much fun, and it's the best decision I ever made. But some days it just can be a little bit harder than others. And then other days I just don't want to stop working. And it's just, I can never predict it. Praise the magic Cocoa Puffs. I'm doing a British despite not being a British and drinking English breakfast tea at 10 p.m. That's because English breakfast is one of the nicest teas that's out there. I love English breakfast tea. Speaking of tea, I'm so happy with how everyone likes the teacup dragons. Oh, and I love seeing everyone else's interpretations of the teacup dragons as well. Oh. My cat is a chunk in the winter and then super skinny in summer, and she eats the same. Does anyone else have a cat like this? That is their beautiful winter coat, and they may just have like a really thick fur for the winter. Bella's just a chunk because she's an indoor cat, and she gets fed a pouch and a half a day, but she barely eats biscuits, which is really good because the biscuits can be really fatty for cats. So she's a fairly healthy diet. Don't know if I should colour the fish on my drawing yellow, orange or yellow green. That depends, Liliana. What is the colour palette that you've already got on there? Because if you want the fish to pop out, you should do a colour that really pops out against it. So you see like how I've got green and then I've got these yellow fish that I'm going to be over the top. That's because I really want them to pop out against the green. And it just makes it a little boop, 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 boop. If you want to make those colours pop, sometimes you need to choose a colour that's on the opposite end of the colour wheel. I say so far, touch wood. We're having pretty good internet, which is amazing. Tea doesn't have to be time to drink. Tea should be consumed. Consume tea. Tea is life. Tea is everything. So, I'm really loving this little section here. It's so colourful. Ugh. Any tips for sketching / colouring coral? Honestly, I work from dark to light. But if you are looking at images of coral, which, to be honest, this is probably the best one that you can see. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go away. So that's the image on this side that I'm using for reference. So you can see that it's got a lot of darker sections coming into lighter sections. If you are using materials like markers or watercolours, you want to go from light to dark. But because I'm using acrylic paint markers on top of this, I'm able to work from dark to light because of this. But it's a lot of detail. I would say concentrate on building your basic shapes and then going from there. Teacup dragons make the world go round. Mainly pink and purple, but the bubble around is kind of rainbow, so my colour fairy is confused. I don't think your colour fairy is confused there. So considering you've got a purpley blue, I would go for yellow. Go for yellowy orange, mainly because that's opposite on the colour wheel, and that's going to really pop nicely like against those tones, especially if we want the fish to stand out like a lot. But yeah, so as going for the coral, I'm actually going for a more muted tone with this because I want it to make the mermaid seem muted as well, so that she blends a lot more. All this work that I've done here, I now have to transfer onto a tail. Sea anemones are hard. Yeah, they are really difficult. I'm actually going to draw one here, I think. But the problem is now I don't want the colours to merge too much. So, because we've got all this green here, I'm now going to do some pink here. Because that's going to make that green area just like really stand out like that. And then afterwards, when we've done our line work, I've not decided what kind of lines I'm going to go for yet. But we'll see. I may just do like really sketchy lines. Australia. Never been to Australia. I'd love to go. To be honest, I've not really been much places. I'd love to travel more. But it just costs a lot of money. So one of the reasons why we haven't travelled a lot. Because can't afford it all the time. And my last holiday was... I think 2012. Was it 2013? I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Yes, we can have teacup mermaids. And it's going to be one of the things I am going to be doing. Because I have drawn a teacup mermaid before. Bam, 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 bam. I remember I had my phone charger in my room. Was it hiding from you all along? Hecking better an entire yes, myth. Oh my gosh, I would love that. Like, I'd love to travel more, to be honest. Just because it's expensive, that's why we haven't really done it. And it takes a lot of planning, and then we have to make sure that, you know, Bella's looked after and all that. It's a lot of planning. So, unfortunately, we just haven't been able to. But there's plenty of time to travel. Cocktail mermaids. Ooh, but what cocktail would you have? Like, I don't drink anymore. So I normally have virgin cocktails. So I used to love Long Island iced tea though. It's one of my favourites. I feel like we need more squishy fishies in this whole entire area. Really make it look like it's teeming. We should have a crab somewhere. Oh my god. How could I have like an entire coral and not have a crab doing a little rave somewhere? Make sure we put one here. Yes, little boy. I feel like he's gonna have his pincers up like, oh, get away from me. I cover this land, I do. Arr. Look, he's such an angry boy. It's like, ah. Mojito. Ooh, mojito mermaid. Ooh. Right next to the cat toys. I don't know why this dude just reminds me of the crabs from Finding Nemo. It's like, ah, get away from me. The only problem is like black sometimes can be a little bit too harsh for lines, especially considering that we've not really used much black all the way through this. So we'll just have to try something else. A crab. You're such a crabby boy. Vice starting. Hello, Meelink. When it comes to YouTube, I'm gonna say this because I sometimes get really bogged down with numbers. Try and not get bogged down with views, and just try and do video content that you will enjoy doing. The main reason why I'm saying that is because it becomes obsessive and you become consumed with like checking content and making sure that certain things are working. And like, yes, you should be very mindful about what content people are paying attention to, but maybe it's just a bad time for that video. Like this week's video for me did not perform great. And I put a lot of time into that video and a lot of effort, but you know, it's okay if that video doesn't do well. I understand that sometimes certain videos just don't do well for people. And it's also about looking at like what trends are at the moment. Like maybe a certain tag that you're using has been blacklisted. It's very complicated, but my advice is just have fun with it. Honestly, just have fun with it. I think, like, go to bed, Phoebe Adams. Thank you so much for popping by the stream. Really appreciate it. Go and get a good night's sleep. Dream of tea, biscuits, and maybe a very angry crab. I really want a crab. He's so crabby. He's just such a crabby boy. Nope, can't listen to that. As much as I would love to listen to Zelda music right now, and as much as I would love to listen to Animal Crossing music, unfortunately it is heavily copyrighted, so we cannot listen to that. Which makes me really sad. Stream sponsored by nothing. I love Mermay. I grew up loving aquatic life because I had terrible allergies. Strangely, I love deep sea creatures. It fascinates me that we have like stuff that's being discovered consistently all the time, whether or not it's on land or on sea, and the fact that there's so much undiscovered out there, and lots of mythology comes from sea creatures. It's just, oh, it's amazing. That's why a lot of people are terrified of the ocean, but I personally, I love it. Disney drawing set. Oh, comes with a book and how to draw characters. That sounds fun. Really? I love Zelda music. It's just so cool. It always relaxes me. But I love Zelda, so it's probably why. Majora's Mask. Oh, I love that game. I would love to do game streams, because I have such a love of certain games. Yeah, we just don't have the setup for it, unfortunately. And it can be rather expensive to get a setup like that. And I have too much drawing to get done. Too drawn. Equally terrified of... Yeah, I think it's something to do with, like, because apparently Animal Crossing music for some reason doesn't get flagged as much as other types of music, which is really interesting. As I know a lot of YouTubers who are streaming Animal Crossing because I've been watching them, like kind of living through them vicariously because I can't play as much as I would love to. Plus I like seeing tips and tricks and like how people are doing their villages and stuff. See an enemy sketching. Ooh, it's a fantastic game. I love Zelda. I have played nearly every single Zelda game, and I think my favourites is Breath of Wild, Majora's Mask is up there with one of my favourites, Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time. Just gonna list every single Zelda game. I don't like every single Zelda game, but it's something to do with, like, apparently that music doesn't get copyright striked as much. That's why a lot of people use it, which I'm like, huh, really? I love Breath of Wild. I am so excited for Breath of Wild 2 because it gives me Twilight Princess vibes, which is another fantastic game. And I am so here for another spooky style Zelda. Yeah, I saw that they'd done like this American. They'd done this like amazing Spirited Away. I don't know, like, props to people. I know a lot of people. I've not been time traveling. I finally got 5 stars on my island the other day, and I was really surprised because really, I am far from done. It's taken me a while though. I really like, yeah, Link Between Worlds is a beautiful game. They really shut out the park with the low rule and the high rule. Oh, it's so good. Really want to play Animal Crossing, but I don't have a Switch. Oh, honey. to be fair, I've had my Switch for a long time, and I love it so much. In fact, my partner really wanted to join in, so he went and bought one. He never spends money on himself, and I told him to go and buy one because he really wanted to play Animal Crossing. He's been loving Animal Crossing so much. I kept dying in Breath of Wild. Help! It's just a treat. First time I played Breath of Wild, I ran out, fell off a cliff, and died. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's how that works then. It's such a good game. I've played through that game 3 times now. It's due another playthrough soon though. Been itching to play it. Oh, Cyberpunk. Yes. Yes. It looks beautiful. I will be giving that game a miss. Just because I don't have the time to sink into it. But I think my partner really wants that game. Because it does look really good. It looks really beautifully done. Yeah, I was like, oh no, I fell off a cliff. So bad. Just like, I'm fine. I'm gonna go for a walk. Oh no, I fell off a cliff. Like, that's pretty much like my first Zelda experience. And then the second time I died was because I blew myself and a goblin up. And I was like, no, why? I very quickly learned that everything could have killed me in that game. And I got very terrified very quickly. You know, Animal Crossing's kind of like taken over everyone's lives at the moment. I have a cute idea for a video that I'm going to be doing. We just have to wait for something to arrive. How do I die in that game? Oh, that monster design looks so cool! Boom! Gets closer, gets closer. Play Mobile Legends. Ooh. I've heard of that one. Like, to be honest, like, I have very little capacity for a lot of games, unfortunately. Just because I sit there and go, if I have time to play this, I have time to be doing something else. Like, I juggle a lot at the moment. I've got prep to do for my Dungeons and Dragons game yet. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got prep to do for both of those games and just bits and pieces, and it's just like, unfortunately, it's why I've enjoyed Animal Crossing so much, because it's just a game that I can pick up at any point and relax to it. It doesn't give me any pressure, whereas like other games I feel like sometimes there's a lot of pressure to finish it. His shield broken, his brother's on the hill and he was like losing health and his fairy healed him and he died anyway. Oh my lord. Oh my god. I love seeing how people try and break games as well. It's one of the reasons why I watch a lot of people play games now. So I can precariously live through them. I think the last proper, if you call it proper game, is there not a proper game? The last game that I properly played all the way through was Kingdom Hearts 3. Monster Hunter World is like, ooh, big dragon! It fried you so much. That's just me in general. Ooh, it's a shiny object! I'm gonna go and investigate. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only thing that I will say as well. Just because it can sometimes take back. Right, I am just going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Sorry, I really needed to go to the bathroom. It's what happens. Hello everyone, apologies, I am back. Bum 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 bum. Hello. Have you drawn any of your characters from your D&D games? I have drawn an NPC on my channel, Captain Ruby. She is a pirate tabaxi, but there is going to be some Dungeons and Dragons related videos coming very, very soon. Excuse me, Magic Wolf, we do not talk about the Backstreet Reunion tour. I did wash my hands, of course. Did you wash my hands? I washed my hands. I decided not to. I'm against washing hands. I'm joking. Always wash your hands. I'm loving these muted tones on her tail. It's very like reflective in a way. Yes, there is 2 videos I'm planned out. I'm going to talk about the 2 Dungeons and Dragons parties and some talks about their stories. I'm not going to be able to reveal too much because I know that both of the parties actually watch my videos. So I'm going to have to be very careful with what I say because my D&D parties watch my videos and I love them to pieces. And I'm very grateful that they support me and my work. At the same time, I'm like, I can't give plots away. Games with good graphics and shiny investigative things. Final Fantasy VII. Oh my lord. Do you know what? I never really liked Final Fantasy VII. I loved Crisis Core, mainly because I loved Zack so much. But I got into Final Fantasy. My first ever Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy IX, and I was spoilt rotten. He's about to start playing Pokemon Shield. Oh, I love that game. It's so good. The designs in it are excellent. Absolutely excellent. Me and my partner really enjoyed playing that together. Well, mainly he played and I watched. But no, it's a fantastic game. Really nice twist on the franchise series. I just always zoom in your artworks and insert my other background data. That's not weird at all. I'm grateful that you like to look at the details because I get to spend a lot of time on those details, so it's fun. I bought Pokemon Shield a while ago and I haven't played it. I'm not sure what start I want. I either go grass or fire, so I'm probably leaning towards Grookey. So we got Pokemon Shield because I wanted Galarian Ponyta, and we chose Grookey. I don't like his final evolution. I have a bit of a problem with a lot of final evolutions in Pokemon. Mainly because they start off with such a really cute design and then they make them really like awkward looking at the end. I don't know, that's just personally me. Crisis Core was so good. Such a good game. Oh, I cried so much at that game. I played that on my PSP. Wow. God, my PSP. That's an old console I've not thought about in a long time. Strudel. Oh, hugs my baby dragon. Strudel. Oh, I want some strudel. I want to do 1 illustration for Mermay. I tried a challenge for finished colour illustrations, but I burnt out so fast. Do you know what? I think if you just do 1 illustration for Mermay, that's still a massive success because it like. Even if you're doing 1 illustration overall and you're taking your time with it, I think it's absolutely fine for you to take time on an illustration. Simply because, like, as long as you're happy with what you do, it's just, Grookey's final evolution is Maui from Moana. You could just say that you're welcome, okay, Cascade? Just say that you're welcome. Also, I mean, just appreciate the bomb site that is my desk right now. Yeah, they're a bit meh. Oh, really? It's not in your final team. Wow. Feeling so out of place? Don't feel out of place. I just really like games. Like, it's one of those, like, I play I don't really play as much as I used to, as I keep saying, but gaming is another outlet for me, and I've been playing games since I was a tiny little one, and it's something that I've always enjoyed, and I love talking about games as well. It's just fun. Oh, YOLO McSwagger, thank you. Do you know what, Magic Wolf? You should be proud of the one that you are doing. You should be proud of everything that you draw. Like, no matter what, you should be enjoying. What's the prompt for this art? Now, I'm not going off a prompt list. I'm actually making my own. But this is, the whole idea with this one is camo coral. So it's almost like the mermaid is made from coral and can blend with the coral. What can I say except... That's all I'm gonna say. One of your villagers gave you a nickname. It's the first one, and it's Burrito. Oh no. So I'm gonna tell you. So Animal Crossing. You can have different personality types, and for some reason, I've ended up with 4 jocks on my island. Don't ask me how. I do not know. They all magically moved in. I don't get it myself. But my nickname is either Touchdown from the jocks, or because I have a few snooty villagers, it's Subscriber. So they will come running to me and talk to me and go, "Hi, Subscriber." Or, "Hello, Touchdown, get swole." And I'm like, "I don't want to exercise, leave me alone." I'm watching this to avoid doing... What? Don't avoid doing your coursework. Do your work. Naruto got new DLC love. Oh my gosh. I'm not personally a fan, but I get it. Like, when you get some sweet DLC for a game, you're like, yes. How do you avoid burnout on a 30-day challenge like this one? I always start off strong and enjoy it, and then about a weekend I get too tired to continue, even though I really want to. So, when it comes to monthly challenges like this, it's all about understanding where your limits are with certain drawings. So, I'm going all out with this mermaid this time. I am trying loads of new things. I'm trying different techniques and going really all out with the illustrations, mainly because in the past I've always had the stress of May is one of my busiest months with conventions and all that jazz, and since all my conventions for this season have been cancelled, I actually now don't have a convention provisionally until July. That may get cancelled too, so it's kind of one of those, unfortunately, with everything that's going on, and it can be quite difficult to avoid burnout when it comes to a challenge like this, because you're like, you see everyone's work and you're trying to force yourself to draw when you really don't want to draw. I would say with this, it all comes to planning and understanding when your limits are each day. So sometimes it's just good to do a simple drawing every day, or even a sketch. Like, if you want to do this challenge, do the challenge your way and not a way that you feel like you're forced to do things. So if you're not really feeling it that day, you're not feeling it. So just sketch instead, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a mermaid. If you're not feeling a prompt for that day, switch down to the prompt, try something different, and like, remember that the whole point of the challenge is to experiment, and that's it. Get swole. No, I don't want to hide that. No, I don't. Oh, really? I am so sorry, Amanda C. I accidentally just hid your thingy. Let me just try and do that again, because I did not mean to do that. I am so sorry. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you, Magic Girl. Thank you for subscribing. I really hope you enjoyed new videos. My villagers are exercising all the time. They're all working out. Bubblegum energy drinks to survive the month. Where do you come from? I'm Cotton Eye Joe. No, I am based in the UK, and I originate, it's my origin story, guys. Be prepared. I am in the northwest of the UK, and I grew up in Manchester, around Manchester, and I'm a Mancunian. Which, needless to say, means that when I get angry, my accent goes really broad. But I have a bit of a Yorkshire, in a way, I would say, accent, because of where I've lived for the last 10 years. But I am based near Manchester, and I have been based near Manchester my entire life. My mum, when she talks proper, like, she has a really strong accent, and it always makes me laugh when I hear her. I always call her a farmer, and she calls me a posh idiot. But no, I am based in Manchester. Apologies, Amanda Sue. I don't know how, but I clicked hide instead of show, because for some reason it marked your message as spam, and now it's like, it says that this message is automatically held for review, hidden by Sophiralou, and I'm like, why? Did not want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, I'm so sorry. You're from Liverpool. Oh my gosh. Hello. I've been to Liverpool a few times, actually, for conventions. It's a really nice city. Was there for SunnyCon Liverpool, and we stayed near the docks, and we went to the Pirate Cove, the Smuggler's Cove. Oh, it's so gorgeous in there. Oh, it's so beautiful, and we had a fantastic time in there. Probably because your keyboard slap. When you get excited, it's when your keyboard slap, you go, ah! We're slowly getting there with this one. I find out when I'm streaming with art, it takes me a little bit longer than I normally would, just because I keep stopping to look back at comments and replying to comments and stuff. Normally, I'd be in the zone with this, and I'd be probably watching Game Grumps at the moment. Or I'd be catching up on live streams that I missed yesterday. In the middle of watching Tag TV at the moment, because he has a really nice Animal Crossing video, and he's just started playing Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, yes, yes. You're from Merseyside in Liverpool. Oh. You see, I've never really explored Liverpool that much. It's a really pretty place, though. Like, the docks are just gorgeous. Plan to visit the UK in the future, hopefully soon. It's supposed to go in Barbados this year, but yeah. We're saving up for our wedding at the moment. And we're just... because we were planning to get married next year. But with everything that's gone on, and plus with me going full-time with illustration, we decided to push it back a little bit, just so that we can save up properly. And we were even saying, like, we really want to go on holiday at some point, because we've not been on holiday for ages. Went to Manchester in this last summer, or we travelled to Manchester and then onwards to the Lake District. Manchester, I love the city centre. I love, oh my gosh, what's it called? Near where Cass Arts is, and where Affleck's is. It's my favourite part of Manchester. I love it. Trying to get a Switch. I just hope I could get work in the summer. The Switches are really, really good. If you are looking at Switches, the two versions, the Switch Lite and the standard Switch, solely depends on how your gameplay is. If you're only ever going to play it handheld, Switch Lite is fantastic. My partner's got one. It is really beautiful to hold, really lightweight, but the downside is you cannot dock it and you cannot take either side off. If you are more of a person who's going to be able to play it with other people, or you want to play it on the TV, I recommend a docked Switch. It is a little bit more expensive than the standard, than the Switch Lite, but you can dock it, whereas you can't dock the Switch Lite at all. Hi, I know all this information from working when I worked in retail. How do you find motivation to do your webcomic? I've had a webcomic planned for years about girls stuff is my love fragrance. Revamping the storyline too much. If I'm honest, the best way to start any comic, have a brief planning session for it, and then just dive in. As long as you know your outline for your story, the best thing you can do, as with any project, is just to dive deep in and then start from it. Because as you're playing around with that project, as you are working on that project is going to change, and the story is going to grow as you as an artist grow. You look at any webcomic from when people first started to how it is now, and you will see how much that artwork has changed and how the story has developed over time. As long as you have a basis of the story from the beginning, middle, and end, you can plan the comic as it comes out. Also, have a backlog of pages, because that really, really helps. I'm going to be releasing my old comic series, Jelly Bean, as a webcomic later this year when we have the website up and running, as well as have some of the Prickles pages available up online as well. Mainly because that was my first comic series and I did not plan before I started that, and I know now what I would fix if I went back to it, because it needed more of a solid idea than me just jumping in. So plan your idea. After you've planned your quick idea, just dive straight in, because if you're forever going to be fixing things, you're forever going to be going back and then sorting things out because you want it to be perfect. And the whole thing is nothing is perfect. You just got to get in and do it. Born in Manchester, now living in North Wales. Beaches are a definite improvement. Yes! Oh my gosh. Me too, L. Roberts. Like, when I'm really tired, like, I go really north. It doesn't help that fibro kicks my butt a lot of the time. But honestly, it's just, you can hear it when I get angry. And when I was at uni, quite a few years back now, I'm not going to say how many years ago, because guys, I went to uni a long time ago. One of the guys who I think's probably, he's a fantastic illustrator, like his work is phenomenal. He used to get me angry just so he could hear my accent, because he loved the Mancunian accent. Little starfish, oh no. I want to play games with my parents and teach. I really want to get into Animal Crossing since playing New Leaf on my 3DS and Just Dance and Ring Fit for my mum. Maybe Mario Party for that whole. I can recommend Mario Party. It is fantastic. Also recommend a small indie game called Heave Ho. If you want to play that with people, it is so funny to play. An excellent video to watch if you've not seen it would be the Game Grumps playthrough of Heave Ho. It is hilarious and it is such a fun game, and we got quite a few hours out of it, and it was so much fun to play together. Love the little starfish. Am I straight? It's a bit of I would say I'm not. I class myself as bi. And I also think like sexuality is a spectrum, and people change and like people grow as they find out more about themselves. I am what you class in a straight relationship, and I have been for a very long time, but I find both males and females and non-gender forming people very attractive no matter what. I think the person is attractive more than their gender, if I'm honest. But that's just me. That's just who I am, and I just don't, you know. As a junior Pride Mermaids, yes! You have fibre and you're so productive. To be honest, I take a lot of naps. Especially lately, I have napped an awful lot. I could be so much more productive, but unfortunately, it just kicks my butt some days so often. I just get really tired really easily. When your husband is more active in the chats than you are, oh my gosh. I love the mermaid. Hello, Ella Len, thank you. She's like a camo. She's not really camo, is she? We need to really work on this. Just going to add a little bit of blue for these fins just to make them pow. And then we nearly need to work on outlining her because right now she is a little too blendy. But that's not bad. It's just she blends a bit too much with the paper, so we need to pop her out a little bit. Probably going to work on top with some pencil crayons because we want some really soft shading on this. Not too much, just maybe a little bit softer. So which means we'll have to pack up these pens to get the pencils out. Because this is winding me up. I don't like mess on my desk. I have a PS4, but the games are too hard for my parents. Oh, honey. Monopoly's great on there. Unicorn. I'm so excited for you to do those, Magic Wolf. LGBTQ. I know there's a lot more on there now. I can never remember like the full length of a lot of things. But I think identity is so important to a lot of people. I've always just been me, and well, I've never always just been me, but I've always been me, and I don't think that's going to change anything about who I am. And I understand labels are so important for people, but they've never really been massively important for me because I've always just been me. And I think that's always been something that I've always been very grateful for, that I've never changed who I am, or I never let labels affect who I am as well. But I know how important labels can be for a lot of people. I don't know. It's complicated. How do you have the patience? Oh, sorry, medical condition that affects my energy levels and nerves after nerve damage and really sensitive temperature changes. Yeah, I get the same. Like, because we've had a lot of rain lately, it just makes me go, oh, like so sleepy, so sleepy. No, you should just like really just enjoy what you do and love what you do, and like just appreciate everything that you have around you, because I've always been that sort of way of like really grateful for everything I've always had. I have a very supportive family, very supportive friends, and I am so grateful for them. I have a fantastic family who I am so proud of everything that they do, and I just always want them to know how much I love them and so proud of like them for going through everything that they go through, and just, you know, it gets a little thingy. I just always want to be that supportive person helping them in the background. How do you have the patience to do so many beautiful details? I want to make more. Do you know what? I actually always kick myself because I always feel like I'm not as detailed as I used to be. But I think it's just patience more than anything, and I think about like, okay, this would work if I do this, this and this. Like, there's so much detail here that I don't want to over detail this section because that's already got a lot of attention to it, so we need to make her bolder to make her stand out against all this. That's good. My energy drink. I'm from Tunisia, North Africa. Oh, welcome to the stream. It's so lovely to see you. Your dad wants to play video games with you. Oh my gosh, I used to play video games with my dad all the time. Well, he would play and I would watch. I used to watch him play horror games. Resident Evil, I played behind a sofa watching my dad. Tales of Zillia. I have played Tales games. I love Tales of Eternia. I recently played through, what's the one on PS4 now? Oh, I can't remember, but I played through that, and that was really good. I think the main character's called Sore. It's so good. Such a good game. Not all of them are great though, I will admit. Some of them are much better than others. How do I know when to switch mediums? It's kind of weird. It's like I work with something and then I'll notice like it's not building up texture that the way that another medium would do. So then I think, okay, I need to switch the mediums up so then I know exactly what's not working. For example, like this has got a lot of nice texture on it now, but I just know that something would work better in a slightly different medium. You just kind of like work with, once you've worked with a few mediums, you start to know like one stuff better than the others. Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you know I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh? I was more of a Pokemon girl than a Yu-Gi-Oh girl, and then I really got into Card Captor Sakura, and then it just spiraled from there. Do you ever go back to unfinished drawings, or do you do new? I do have a lot of unfinished drawings, and I do sometimes go back to them, but I like to actually look back on unfinished drawings and see how I can improve them in the future, because there's always going to be unfinished work that you can work on and you can better as well. Is it Cesteria? Yeah, I've played that one a few times. That one was really good. I had a really nice battle system on that one. I love Kingdom Hearts. I have some really nice Kingdom Hearts pins, actually. I backed a Kickstarter I'll say a long time ago, about a year ago, for some gorgeous Kickstarter pins, and I'm so happy with them. They're so beautiful. I like pins. I'm a Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! If it's playable, I play it in person. Oh. I've never played, we've got the Pokemon cards, but I collect them for aesthetic reasons. Sword Art Online, yes, I have watched Sword Art Online, and I am, I'm not a fan. I think the problem with Sword Art Online is it has an interesting premise, and the first half of the first season of Sword Art Online is really well written, really well paced. After that, it lost me, and then the second season, I couldn't get into it. I think it follows the basis of a lot of similar story plots. It reminds me of really a lot of the Hack series, the Dot Hack series. These aren't Posca pens. They're like Posca pens. These are called Thule Art pens. I actually picked these up on Amazon because they were much cheaper. So I have some Posca pens. I don't have a lot because they're really expensive. So these were, I think these were £27 or £26 for a pack of 36, which works out like something ridiculous, like less than, please brain do maths, but it works out like less than £1 per pen, and I've really enjoyed using these. They're like them, definitely. No, these aren't I don't have any Copic markers. These are Hoo-Hoo markers. I used to have Copic markers, and then I really found that they were not for me. They were my first set of markers. I find Copic markers to be very expensive for what they are, and I think that there are better performing marker pens out there, but that's just my opinion. These I actually got back for a review a while ago, and I do like them. I tend to use them actually in my sketchbooks and stuff. Whereas I keep my Letraset markers, well, I keep calling them Letraset, they're no longer Letraset. Whereas I keep my Winsor & Newton markers for more thingy work, because I don't actually like brush markers. I think they're really, I just don't like the way that they blend. They can be nice for blending, but they're not really for me. I find that they dry out far too quickly, so I'm much more of a bullet tip person. Which is why you'll mainly find me working with bullet tip pens over full-on brush markers. It is getting dark. I think it's going to rain. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, they're very aesthetically pretty. I think someone I know used to collect them a lot. Can't remember his name, but he used to collect them, and I liked the artwork on them, and that was it. I never really played the games. Let's give her some darker lips so that that would stand out a little bit more, and then we're just gonna build up later. Okay. Oh yes, sorry, I can move. Sorry, the camera is going to move. That should be a little bit better. One sec. Let me see. Yes, that should be a little bit better. I'll move this slightly up as well. Sorry, I've got a lid in my mouth. third year at high school next year, and I need to sign up for college, and I really want to go to an art college where they accept 7 people a year. I want to improve my art. What should I focus on? Okay, so Clara, you should really work on what you want your portfolio. I want to have a nice variety of what would look like commercial work and non-commercial work in your portfolio. I'm really joining. I'm really struggling with mermaid motivation. Any tips? I'm not really happy. Ooh, 1 sec. Error. Oh no. Error is not receiving enough video to maintain. Oh. Let me just try and restart this. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no, it's having moments. Can you... Ah, okay. Okay, open the widget. Receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Interesting. Okay. May have a few issues with the video at the moment, folks. I do apologise. I can't see many issues up on my end. Give me a sec. Oh dear. Oh dear. I think OBS has crashed. Ah, that's why. 1 sec, folks. Fascinating. Is it still streaming? Is it showing that OBS has crashed on my end? Looks fine here. Yeah, it's not. OBS is just like completely crashed here. Wait 1 sec. See if that works. Yeah, it's working. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let me continue answering questions. Okay, perfect. Okay, because it was saying that it was having issues with the streaming. I think our internet just bipped. Yeah, I think our internet just bipped a little bit. Apologies about that, folks. Sees the cars and loves the artwork, but that's it. Yeah, I just like the artwork. It's pretty. Oh lord, no, you painted something on. Oh no. I hate when that happens. I sometimes go a little bit too far. I'm like, no, I can't fix it. Loving the colours of the mermaid. One of my favourites. Oh, I like holo cards a lot. I'm loving the colours of the mermaid. Do you have a theme for mermaid? Or is it just like, yeah, it's one of those. It's just whatever I take fancy for that day. I'm taking suggestions for mermaids. And then just going through, like, it's just to make it a little bit more interesting for me. Because I sometimes feel like really bogged down by prompt lists and find them very overwhelming sometimes. That's why I like sometimes to do what I want for Inktober as well. It just depends how your mental health is, well, your mental state is on certain times to whether or not it's going to best suit you for a challenge. So I'm just trying to just show little things here. Internet is fine too. Yeah, it just popped up saying issues. So I just was like, oh, okay, fine. It's frozen once or twice for me, but it looks fine now. Yeah, it was having issues before. Mermaid motivation. Right, okay. So, when it comes to monthly challenges, sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming. And some people work better with a prompt list and some people work best without a prompt list. I personally work best without a prompt list. I find sometimes like I get overwhelmed with prompt lists and they make me struggle with my motivation. So, my tips for Mermay, if you are going to do this, is... if you want to do a drawing every single day, try and keep it small and limit yourself to a time frame. So, for example, this year, I'm not limiting myself to a time frame because for once, I actually don't have conventions because, well, unfortunately, they have been postponed or cancelled completely. And normally, I have 2 or 3 conventions this month. So I try to keep myself busy with projects, and Mermay is a fantastic project for me to keep busy with. I personally thrive off tighter deadlines. So if you are really struggling with Mermay, one thing you can try and do is work to a time limit. And no matter what you do during that time limit, that is... Okay. OBS is having issues. Yeah. Yeah, it's OBS. One sec. Pause quit. Yeah, it's completely... Right. One sec, folks. Having issues with OBS. Just gonna restart a few things. BRB.